You ever have someone insult you so casually that your brain takes a full minute to catch up? That was me, sitting in a luxury living room surrounded by my husband's elite family, while they laughed at a nickname I thought was a compliment. But that night I made sure they learned what it really feels like when someone serves your own medicine, ice cold. If you've ever been underestimated, disrespected, or made to feel less than, hit that like button, because this is what happens when the underdog finally gets the last laugh. Back in 2018, I married a man who came from money. Not comfortable money, I mean private school, family estates, trust funds money. He never had to work for anything in his life. And I was the complete opposite. I grew up dirt poor. The kind of poor where dinner sometimes meant a can of beans and a prayer. But I learned early, if you want to survive, you work hard and you have your own back. We met at his uncle's restaurant. I was a server. He came in one night, ordered a steak, and left with my number. I thought I had met someone different, someone kind. Spoiler, I was wrong. Because after the wedding, the mask came off fast. Turns out, my charming husband was a diagnosed narcissist. Performing arts. A few months into our marriage, I met his sister and her boyfriend for the first time. We picked them up from the airport. As he introduced us, she lit up and said, "Oh my God, she's so Jordan's." Her boyfriend laughed, my husband chuckled. I smiled politely and asked, "What's Jordan's?" My husband said, "It means you've got great style." I thanked her, thinking, wow, they like me. Throughout their visit, they kept calling me Jordan's. Cute, right? At least that's what I thought. Wine glass. One night we decided to drink. I brought out a bottle of wine. Nothing fancy, just something I liked. His sister laughed. "Oh my God, this wine tastes cheap." I forced a smile and said nothing. The night went on and they started playing Truth or Dare. His sister dared him. Tell her what Jordan's really means. They were all tipsy, giggling like teenagers. And then, my husband looked right at me and said, "It's what we call homeless people who have swag." They all burst out laughing. And I just sat there, completely still, trying not to let the tears fall. Broken heart. The next morning, while they were nursing hangovers, I confronted him. "Why would you say that? Why would you tell them something like that?" He shrugged. "Babe, it's just a joke. Don't take it seriously." I pressed him again and again until he finally said it. "I just told them about your background. You know, to prepare them. Prepare them. For me." That sentence hit harder than any insult. Because that's when I realized. In their eyes, I was never an equal. I was a project. A charity case they could laugh about over dinner. Balanske. I spent the next few days quiet. While they went sightseeing, I stayed home making excuses. But in my head, I was planning. See, my husband had bought an expensive bottle of tequila. $200 imported, smooth, rare. Something he'd been bragging about for weeks. They were planning to open it the night before the siblings flew back. So when they went hiking the day before, I stayed home and decided to test their elite palates. I set up my phone, hit record, and filmed myself swapping that $200 tequila with Saza Gold, a cheap, harsh tequila that burns like fire. As I poured it, I spoke to the camera. I told the story of my childhood, how I didn't grow up rich, but I grew up loved, how my family didn't have money, but we had integrity, and how grateful I was not to become a disgusting, arrogant snob like the people I'd married into. Then I raised a glass, took a shot, and got gloriously drunk on their expensive tequila. By the time they got back, I was fast asleep. Cocktail glass. The next night, the tequila was brought out. Everyone was in high spirits, bragging about how refined their taste was. They poured it slowly, swirling it like wine. I sat quietly watching. And then came the comments. "Wow, it's so smooth. You can really taste the quality. It's got that aged oak finish." I bit the inside of my cheek to stop from laughing. These self-proclaimed elite connoisseurs were sipping Sauza Gold like it was liquid gold. After a few rounds, I stood up and said, "Hey, I actually made something for you guys. Just to say thanks for your visit." I connected my phone to the TV, hit play, and stood back as the video began. Fire. There I was on the screen, laughing, drinking, swapping the bottles, talking about how lucky I was not to grow up like them. The room went dead silent. Every pair of eyes turned glassy, then furious. No one said a word. The only sound was the faint echo of my own voice from the TV. Here's to real people, not fake perfection. When the video ended, I picked up the shot glasses, smiled politely and said, "Well, hope you enjoyed the distinguished flavor." Then I walked to my room, closed the door, and slept like a baby. Pouting face. Around 3 a.m., my husband stormed into the bedroom, red-faced, furious. "My sister's crying. You humiliated us in front of everyone." I turned over, half asleep, and said, "Yeah. Sucks, doesn't it?" The next morning, they packed their bags and left without saying a word. No goodbye. No fake smiles. Just silence. After that, his sister never spoke to me again. Even when we visited Europe later, she refused to see us. And honestly, because the peace I felt after that night was worth every drop of tequila. Looking back now, I realize that people like them, they build their worth on money, titles, image. But the moment you hold a mirror up to them, they crumble. I may not have come from wealth, but I came from heart. And in the end, that's something no amount of money can buy. So yeah, the elite got a taste of their own medicine. And it was delicious. Clinking glasses. If this story gave you chills, smash that like button. And tell me in the comments, what's the most satisfying revenge you've ever seen? And of course, subscribe for more stories like this, because karma always finds its way back.